A wealthy businesswoman walks into Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom after getting a speeding ticket tanned within seconds. She's insulting the judge, refusing to cooperate, and even tries to walk out in the middle of the hearing. But what Judge Caprio does next proves one thing: money doesn't buy respect, and arrogance always has consequences. This is the story of Patricia Whitmore, a perfect example of what happens when entitlement collides with real authority in a courtroom where character matters far more than your bank account. Before we begin, let us know where you're watching from. Because this story hits home, anywhere people are tired of seeing the wealthy act like the rules don't apply to them. 10 a.m. Providence Municipal Court. Judge Frank Caprio prepares for what seems like a routine speeding case until his bailiff leans in with a warning. Your Honor, this defendant has been difficult with the court staff. The citation belongs to 48-year-old Patricia Whitmore, caught driving 25 miles per hour over the speed limit in a residential neighborhood. The officer's notes say she was argumentative, claimed she was too important to be stopped, and refused to sign the citation at first. Patricia enters the courtroom dressed head to toe in designer brands, carrying a luxury handbag, and scrolling on her phone as if the entire proceeding is beneath her. Judge Caprio begins professionally. Miss Whitmore, you're here regarding a speeding citation. Please approach. She walks forward without looking up from her phone. Miss Whitmore, I need your full attention. Please put your phone away. She finally looks up, annoyed. I'm handling important business matters. Can we make this quick? I have actual important things to do today. The entire courtroom stiffens at her tone. Judge Caprio stays calm. This court is important. Now, you were cited for driving 55 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. How do you plead? Patricia scoffs. This is ridiculous. That speed limit is absurd. I drive that road every day and never had a problem. Caprio doesn't budge. That's not what I asked. How do you plead? Fine, whatever. I was speeding. Can I just pay this and leave? I don't have time for this. Judge Caprio reviews the citation while Patricia stands there radiating impatience. Ms. Whitmore, 25 miles over the speed limit in a residential area is serious. There are children, families. Patricia cuts him off. That neighborhood? Please, parents should teach their kids not to play near the street. I'm not driving 30 miles an hour because other people can't supervise their children. The courtroom erupts with quiet gasps and murmurs. Judge Caprio looks up, clearly concerned. The speed limit exists to protect everyone in that community. Your attitude here is troubling, Patricia snaps back. My attitude? I'm a successful businesswoman being lectured by a small-town judge about a road I use daily. This is a waste of my time and taxpayer money. That's when Judge Caprio finally stands. Miss Whitmore, you're in a courtroom. You will show respect for this process. She fires back. Respect for what? You rubber-stamping tickets to generate revenue. I know how this works. Just give me the fine so I can leave. Judge Caprio finally delivers the penalty. Your fine is $350 plus court costs. Patricia laughs. That's it? I spend more than that on lunch. Put it on my card so I can get out of here. Caprio's expression hardens. This isn't a restaurant, Miss Whitmore. This is a court of land. You're treating it like an inconvenience instead of the serious matter it is. Because it's an inconvenience, you're treating me like a criminal for driving a little fast on an empty road. Patricia's voice is sharp, dripping with annoyance. Judge Caprio tries to calmly explain the seriousness of the violation, but her entitlement only grows. Miss Whitmore, he says, looking down at the file in front of him, I'm reviewing your driving record. You have 3 prior speeding tickets in the last 2 years. So what? I paid them? That's how this works, right? You give tickets, I pay them. Everybody's happy. No, Miss Whitmore, the judge replies firmly. That's not how this works. Each violation reflects dangerous driving that could harm others. Patricia rolls her eyes dramatically. Oh, please. I'm an excellent driver. 30 years behind the wheel and not a single accident. Your luck doesn't excuse repeated speeding violations. Patricia leans back with open condescension. Look, Judge, I'm a busy person. I run 3 companies. I employ over 200 people. I contribute more to this city's tax base than most people in this courtroom will make in their entire lives. The gallery gasps at her bold arrogance. Has no bearing on your responsibility to follow the law. Really? Because from where I'm standing, this whole system exists to shake down people like me, the ones who actually contribute to society. His expression tightens. Miss Whitmore, I'm going to ask you one more time to show respect for this court, and if I don't, she snaps, what will you do? Find me more money I don't care about? You can't intimidate me. I'm not some scared kid or some poor person who needs to bow and scrape for you. The courtroom falls completely silent. Stunned by her blatant contempt, your attitude is just as troubling as your speeding, Caprio says slowly. Both show a disregard for rules and for the safety of others. Patricia lifts her phone again. Are we done here? I actually have important meetings today. Put the phone down, Miss Whitmore. We are not done, actually. I think we are. She turns toward the exit. Send me the bill. My assistant will handle it. If you're shocked by what you're watching, hit that like button and subscribe to Tears in Courtroom for more unbelievable courtroom moments. Miss Whitmore, Caprio warns. If you take one more step toward that door without my permission, you will be held in contempt of court. She stops and turns back with a smirk. Contempt for what? Not being impressed by your little kingdom. For repeated disrespect, for attempting to leave a hearing, and for demonstrating the exact attitude that makes you a danger on our roads. I'm a danger because I won't grovel before a judge in a tiny municipal court. Caprio's voice rises, filling the room with authority. You are a danger because you believe rules don't apply to you, because you think wealth excuses you from common courtesy and legal obligations, and because you have no regard for the safety of others. This is ridiculous. I'm leaving. Patricia steps again toward the door. Bailiff, the judge says, ensure Ms. Whitmore remains in this courtroom. The bailiff moves forward, and for the first time, Patricia's confidence falters. You can't keep me here. Miss Whitmore, Caprio says calmly, I absolutely can. You're in my courtroom, and you will stay until your case is concluded. Now sit down. She hesitates, torn between arrogance and the realization she may have gone too far. Sit down now, he orders, or I will add a contempt charge to your speeding violation. Slowly, Patricia returns to her place, her phone forgotten. Now, the judge continues. Let's be clear. You were cited for excessive speeding in a residential area. This is your fourth violation in 2 years. You've shown no remorse, no understanding of the seriousness of your actions, and you've repeatedly disrespected this court. She opens her mouth to protest. Double quotes, no, Miss Whitmore, he says sharply. You do have to stand here and be lectured. That is exactly what is happening right now. The courtroom holds its breath as Judge Caprio calmly dismantles Patricia's entitlement piece by piece. He leans back in his chair, not angry, just resolute. Miss Whitmore, your original fine was $350, he begins. However, based on your behavior in this courtroom, I'm raising it to the maximum, $500 plus court costs. Patricia's eyes widen. You can't do that. I can, he replies, and I am. The judge continues, unwavering. Additionally, you are required to attend a driver safety course within the next 30 days. A driver safety course. I've been driving for decades. Clearly not very well, Caprio says. Considering your 4 speeding violations, you'll complete the course and provide proof to this court. This is outrageous. I'll appeal this. You're absolutely entitled to appeal, he says. And I encourage you to explain to an appellate judge how you've behaved today. We'll see how sympathetic they are. Patricia's confidence begins to crumble as consequences finally catch up to her. Furthermore, Caprio adds, I am issuing a contempt of court charge for your conduct today. That's an additional $200 fine. For what? For not kissing your ring. For repeatedly disrespecting this court, he answers. For attempting to walk out during a hearing, and for displaying complete disregard for legal proceedings. He pauses, then delivers the final tally. Your total now stands at $700 plus court costs, bringing it to $850. Along with mandatory traffic school, Patricia is her attitude has cost her far more than the original violation ever would have. You're punishing me because I'm successful, she mutters. I'm holding you accountable, Caprio responds. Your wealth has nothing to do with your responsibility as a citizen. The law applies equally to everyone. I want to speak to your supervisor. I don't have a supervisor, Miss Whitmore, he says calmly. I'm the chief judge of this municipal court. But again, you're welcome to appeal. Subscribe to Tears in Courtroom YT to see more moments where entitlement runs headfirst into real consequences. Patricia stands silent now, perhaps realizing for the first time that money and status carry no weight here. Miss Whitmore. Understand this, Caprio concludes. This court sees people from every walk of life, some who can barely afford their fines, and others like you who see them as pocket change. But the rules do not bend for anyone. She remains quiet, her earlier arrogance gone completely. When you speed through residential neighborhoods, the judge finishes. You're not just breaking a rule, you're putting lives at risk. Children live in that neighborhood. Elderly people walk those sidewalks. Families call that place home. Your convenience does not outweigh their safety. And your attitude today makes it very clear why you keep getting tickets. You genuinely believe the rules don't apply to you. You think business success excuses you from basic courtesy and legal responsibility. For the first time, Patricia looks uneasy, no longer smug, no longer dismissive. Judge Caprio, going to tell you the same thing I tell everyone who stands before me. This court cares far more about your character than your bank account. And today, you showed very poor character. Patricia finally speaks. Patrichn. I just pay the fine and leave. Judge Caprois. But first, you will apologize to this court for your disrespectful behavior. Patrtia. What? Judge Capri. You heard me. You will apologize or I will add another contempt charge. Patricia stands in silence. Pride wrestling with practicality. Judge Caproms. Whitmore. I'm waiting. Patricia, apologize for my behavior in court today. Judge Caproms. Whitmore. Say it like you mean it. She takes a breath. Patricia, Your Honor. I apologize for being disrespectful to you and to this court. My behavior was inappropriate. Judge Caprio nods. Judge Caprio nods. Judge Capro apology accepted. Now let's be clear about what happens next. You will pay $850 in fines and court costs. You will complete traffic school within 30 days and provide proof to this court. And if you receive even one more speeding ticket in the next year, I will personally review your case and I will consider suspending your license. Patricia nods, finally grasping the weight of the moment. Judge Capron. Miss Whitmore, one more thing. The next time you're flying through that neighborhood at 55 miles an hour, remember this moment. Remember that your time is not more valuable than other people's lives. Patracars, Your Honor. Judge Caprio, dismissed. The clerk will process your payment. As Patricia walks toward the clerk's office, her entire demeanor has changed. The arrogance is gone, replaced by something quieter: sobriety, humility, perhaps even the beginning of understanding. Respect isn't granted because of wealth. It's earned through character. Patricia Whitmore's story is a reminder that entitlement and arrogance always meet their match in a fair courtroom. Money doesn't buy respect, and accountability applies to everyone, no matter how successful they believe they are. Judge Frank Caprio shows, once again, that real authority doesn't need to shout. It simply needs to be firm, fair, and unwavering in the face of disrespect. So ask yourself, when we achieve success, do we use it to demand special treatment? Or do we remember that status doesn't exempt us from decency or the law? Patricia learned the truth today. Courtrooms are the great equalizer. Character matters more than bank balances. And judges like Frank Caprio ensure justice stays blind to wealth. Don't forget to subscribe to Tears in Courtroom YT for more unforgettable courtroom moments where justice is served and entitlement gets exactly what it deserves.